Hi, Brad Lazarus here with a live band hiring tip for this week, and I'm going to run through some of the things that you should be looking out for as you start to bring in quotes for the various bands you've been looking at. So let's get going. Now, when you've booked a band, you really want to be ticking things off your list of things to do. So really, my suggestion to you would be to look for quotes as inclusive as possible, because the last thing that you need to be doing is booking a band, ticking it off your list and adding another 5 or 6 things to do. So in terms of what you should be looking out for, really the first thing is the PA system. Now, just be clear on the number of guests that you've got coming in to your event, and anything under about 200 guests, most band PAs should be included in that. Anything over that, and you possibly need to be thinking about hiring in, they need to be thinking about hiring in a larger PA. So just be clear on the numbers and the size of the room that the PA, the band is supplying, is able to cope with. Now, the next thing is lighting. Stage lighting and basic dance floor lighting, I would suggest you want to be included. You don't want to become an expert in production and lighting and have to go and source that for yourself. So definitely have that included. Now, here's actually Jimmy Cannon of the Jazz Cannons giving you just an example of a setup that the band use for guest numbers of up to about 200 in a marquee which holds about 150-200 guests.
Hello, I'm Jimmy Cannon, and I'm the singer and the band leader of the Jazz Cannons. We're here at Winter Castle, actually. We're in the grounds and in the marquee. So we've got our desk and our microphones and all our instruments up here on stage. And this is the perfect size, actually, for the 7-piece.
The next thing is staging. Now, it's not really normal for a band to include staging in their fee. So, my suggestion to you would be, have a chat with the venue or your marquee company and see if they can supply something at a reasonable cost for you. The next thing to consider is how long the band play for, what is included in that fee. Normally up to 2 hours is the norm. Some bands, just be sure, some bands only play for 2 45-minute sets. Also just be sure on the flexibility of that playing time. Is it 2 1-hour sets, 3 40-minute sets? Are they able to change on the night relatively easily? So just ask those questions as well. Now, the biggest tip here is just to be clear on time parameters. You're likely going to be booking a band quite a few months, if not a year, up front of the event date itself. So things change, your schedule will change, so you just want to make sure that you've got some basic time parameters. Let's say, for sake of argument, you want the band to be set up by 6:30 p.m. or later to play for their allotted time, which may be 2 1-hour sets or 3 40-minute sets, to finish at midnight. So just be sure, and then you'll go about your business organising the rest of the event knowing that those time parameters are in place and you can work within them. Now, also just be sure that the band require a meal? My suggestion to you would be to treat the band as well as you can and offer them a hot meal. They've often been travelling for long periods of time, then they set up, and then they have a little bit of downtime where they can get together as a band, have something nice to eat, and then they're all fresh and ready for the performance. And I guarantee you'll get a lot more out of them if you give them that hot meal and a place for them to base themselves at the venue. Now, I hope those tips have been useful for you as you go about gathering those quotes. Now, if you wanted to check out either of those 2 bands in the video, that's the Jazz Cannons or the Milestones, just check out the links below, and you can link through to the band's websites and watch a little bit more of them. And if you wanted to make an inquiry, please do so. So all the best, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.